Hello and welcome to Thursday Night Live. I'm your host, Dr. Rita Louise, and thank you all for tuning into the show today. So I have a really interesting topic, and I'm going to call it a blessing in disguise. So this is a quote from Peter McWilliams. Pain, any pain, emotional, physical, mental, has a message. The information it has about our life can be remarkably specific. Once we get pain's message and follow its advice, the pain goes away. The truth is, most people don't recognize the source of their problems. Typically, when we think about creating and maintaining health, we only think about the physical part of our makeup. We don't pay much attention to our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, even though they're intimately connected to the state of our health and well-being. To a skilled observer, like a medical intuitive, like myself, issues such as diabetes, cancer, or heart disease only represent a symptom of a much larger pattern of disorder and disharmony inside our body. Disease is seen as the manifestation of some undesirable condition that has been brought into physical form so that it can be dealt with and eliminated. It can be thought of as a reflection of the conflict between our inner state and our outer existence, or as our soul trying to get our attention. It works to let us know that our true self is being thwarted, or that we are being pulled in two directions at once. When we experience physical, emotional, or even mental discomfort, our bodies are saying, "Excuse me, there's something going wrong. I'm imbalanced and I want to move back into wholeness." When we experience pain, illness, or disease, on the other hand, it's our body's way of saying to us, "Hey, I have something I want you to pay attention to. I've been trying to get you to notice me for months. Now you have to acknowledge me." From this perspective, every issue that manifests in the physical body represents an aspect of ourself that needs healing. It can be thought of as the final stage of a much deeper issue or complaint. It's an indication that there is resistance somewhere in our energetic system. It is a sign that something is out of balance and the body is looking to bring itself back into wholeness. Elda Evans, in her 1926 book, The Psychological Study of Cancer, says, "Cancer is a symbol, as is most illness, of something going wrong in the patient's life, a warning to him to take another road." Canker sores, for example, are the body's way of telling us that we're withholding communication, which is now festering inside. Or a bladder infection may literally let us know just how pissed off we really are. Our bodies are always sending us signals, but more often than not, we ignore them. Instead of paying attention to the aches, pains, frustrations, anxieties, and stresses we experience, we allow our conscious mind to overrule them. As opposed to following the guidance they offer us, we push them to the side and tell ourselves that what we're experiencing is unimportant. We allow our ambitions, our fears, our jealousies, or our greed to rule. Yet each of our shoulda, woulda, coulda are aspects of ourselves that are in need of healing and have nothing to do with our true inner self, nor the communication of our souls. Unfortunately, we're taught to focus our attention on the expression of the external world. We're taught to ignore our deepest wants, needs, and desires. In the end, we're left with little understanding of our inner nature and how to recognize the messages of our souls. Inadvertently, we become disconnected from our bodies and end up dulling our mind and emotions. We numb ourselves with drugs and alcohol. We watch television, play video games, or pursue other external distractions that overload our senses. We spend our days lying around, overeating, or keeping ourselves constantly busy, all in an attempt to avoid conflicts between our inner and outer worlds. We don't pay attention to the message provided to us by our soul. However, it will get our attention in symptoms such as obsession, worry, mental anguish, fear, addictions, violence, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, or cancer. If its message is received, acknowledged, and acted upon, health and harmony will ensue. If it's ignored, the problems being experienced will intensify until we finally get the message. It's only then that balance can be restored. All of our pain, suffering, illness, and disease endeavor to guide us toward perfection. So while it might seem bad or negative on the outside, the potential for transformation and change it offers is immense. Those who accept the challenge change present often find that it can actually be a blessing in disguise. Most of us, however, change only when we have to. In fact, the majority of us spend a lot of time and energy running away from ourselves as opposed to changing. As we begin to become more aware of our bodies, our thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and emotions, we can start to see the patterns of actions and reactions that have become habitual responses to life's challenges. Granted, sometimes recognizing these patterns in ourselves isn't easy, but it's an important step in our ability to transform our lives and ourselves. Without this awareness, we'll never be able to understand the impact our thoughts, feelings, and emotions have on our health. It has been found that those who benefit the most were able to bring health and wholeness back in their lives were those who were willing to examine all areas of their being. While health on physical levels, implies freedom from physical pain, health on emotional levels implies freedom from emotional pain, entails the recognition of both our positive and negative feelings. It means taking the time to identify what we are feeling and expressing these feelings appropriately. It means we are willing to face our fears and confront the truths about ourselves. On mental level, health implies that we take responsibility for our thoughts and behaviors. Our world is a reflection of our state of mind. This includes our beliefs, expectations, and assumptions. On soul levels, health means creating skills of self-awareness and conscious decision-making. Through self-examination, we can often uncover patterns of thoughts or behaviors that contribute to the mental and emotional stress, as well as the physical tensions we're experiencing in our body. These might take the form of a rigid attitude, a particular habit, or an expectation or pretense that acts as a barrier or obstruction to our true self. By identifying these barriers, we can begin to let them go. With it, we must be willing to endure temporary pain, discomfort, or hardship, and recognize that they are part of the process of making us whole. Many people think disease is cruel. Disease, however, provides us with an opportunity to work through internal conflicts and learn to accept ourselves fully, including the positive, negative, desirable, and undesirable aspects of ourselves. Often it is only through personal and professional crisis, extraordinary circumstances, profound suffering, broken promises, missed opportunity, life-altering events, and even the diagnosis of a terminal illness that we can become clear about who we are. The trick is to start paying attention to the signs and signals your body is receiving now. When you feel anxious, confused, uncomfortable, or frustrated, it is an indication your body is trying to tell you something important. As you learn more about yourself and becoming increasingly aware to your different parts, you can begin to recognize the aspects of yourself that are seeking expression and integrate them. At that point, the dis-ease may no longer be necessary. It is only when we're whole, body, mind, and spirit, that health can return naturally. The journey to wholeness requires that you look honestly, openly, and with courage into yourself, into the dynamics behind that lie behind what you feel, what you perceive, what you value, and how you act. It is a journey through your defenses and beyond so that you can experience consciously the nature of your personality. Face what it has produced in your life and choose to change that. Gary Zukav. So I hope that makes sense to you. I think that, based on what we've talked about on the show for months, it kind of pulls that all together, talking about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind and mindfulness and raising your awareness, because it makes it so that you can avoid getting sick and the disease process, but you can use those issues inside of yourself to untangle what's going on inside. So, if you have any questions or comments about what I wrote or what I shared with you today, please do put it in the comment section. I would love to answer any questions that you might have. As always, this show is brought to you by soulhealer.com, where you can schedule a private consultation with me to get a medical intuition evaluation, energy medicine session, or intuitive counseling session. I would love to talk to you guys. So soulhealer.com. It's also brought to you by the Institute of Applied Energetics. That's appliedenergeticsinstitute.com, where you can become a medical intuitive counselor, or certified energy medicine practitioner. And if you go to that webpage, appliedenergeticsinstitute.com, you can download my free 50-page, my free Jumpstart Your Intuition guide. And again, that is at appliedenergeticsinstitute.com. Okay. And one last thing. So if you are watching this show in a recorded format and you want to join the fun and you want to hang around and get a free on-air psychic reading, 7 p.m. Central every Thursday night, go to my YouTube channel. That's Just Energy Radio, 3 words, Just Energy Radio. Click on the live link and it will allow you to get into the chat and you can join us here on air. How cool is that? Okay. So I'm going to make this comment. You guys are killing me. Okay, so comments started coming in. Let me see. Is it going to give me a time? At 1:45. But my personal favorite that I've seen so far was Yvonne. And I'm scrolling ahead, Yvonne, so I haven't got to you yet.